Yo, Soul family. So today I've decided to read a bit of the Handbook for the New Paradigm, volumes 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to be reading from page 327, which is volume 3. And this is section 30. So the channels all come in like different sections. And so you'll notice then there's like section 32 is another time that the author had another automatic writing channel. So I'm going to read the whole of this channel, bearing in mind that this author from the Handbook of the New Paradigm, it's automatic writing. So like this is coming from a different frequency, a different dimension, take it or leave it, but I'm definitely taking it for sure. Some of the most profound information in this book that's acting like a Bible to me, actually, and it's helping to demystify the occult. So we're going to speak a little bit about manifestation and law of attraction today and how to actually hold your intention. And it's going to go much deeper than Rhonda Byrne, Waterstones, The Secret, The Magic, The Power, all of these Freemason psyop books. So I definitely recommend this book. This is quite a heavy book to read. Energetically, you have to be ready for it. So I'm going to be doing as much decoding of this as I can. And if you want a slightly softer book, which is so profound still and a little bit smaller, I recommend my Coming Times series in my collections on my Patreon for £10, where I've read the entire book with the permission of the author and interviewed her. That really is going to help all of us navigate the coming times. But I'm going to read this section here slowly and speak about it a little bit. So thank you so much for being on my private channel. If you're watching this now, you know that one of the very first people to support me on Patreon. So I love you. I love you. Thank you for the trust. Thank you for seeing me, and thank you for your contribution towards my life financially in this moment. And I hope that you gain something from my thoughts, ponderings, and ideas. So here we go. Humanity will continue to evolve through the process of experiencing the changes that are coming through its current experience. By learning of the universal laws and how to act and interact within their concepts, the opportunity for rapid progress is present and flowing through the experience of all who have begun to apply them. Remember as well, universal laws are the laws that the cabal, the deep state, the Freemasons have hidden from us, and they've repackaged up for us and then given us books like The Secret, which literally cap us at about 5% of our potential. Okay, so this is what it's saying here. Let me read that last section again. By learning of the universal laws and how to act and interact within their concepts, the opportunity for rapid progress is present and flowing through the experience of all who have begun to apply them. When a greater and greater number come to know that they are true, an accurate application of them brings to them the results they desire, then the manifestation of the new paradigm of experience will begin in earnest. So it's saying as more and more people recognize that we are co-creating this reality, that the words, thoughts, and deeds that we hold and harbor literally manifest, the more people know this, the quicker we're going to be able to co-create a utopian, incredible co-op future instead of a dystopian, false AI, Elon Musk, Antichrist future, basically. Yeah. So when the greater and greater number come to know that they are true and accurate application of them brings to them the results they desire, then a manifestation of the new paradigm of experience will begin in earnest. It is through their application and understanding with the knowledge that they do indeed work, go along with the understanding of thought thinking as they move from focus and intent into real experience, the application of them will become natural. It will take no more concentrated effort to apply them on a continuous basis than it does to decide to get up from a chair and move to the door or whatever else you intend without actually applying concentrated thought. It is through intention that it is by accomplishing as easy as breathing or any other act that it is accomplished in the knowingness that it just happens easily. So for instance, as it said, as I stand up now and I've walked to the door, I knew when I stood up that I was going to get to that door. I absolutely knew that it was possible. And I didn't have to have a really, really intense, concentrated thought thinking of every single muscle that would be involved, every single twitch and fiber that would have to move in order for me to get to that door. I just know, absolute faith, if I decide to get to that door, I'm going to get to that door. And this book is trying to teach us, if we can apply the law of attraction on small little things, slowly, and it gets bigger and bigger, that will strengthen our faith, strengthen our knowing, strengthen our belief in that what we think will come without a shadow of a doubt. Just as much as I don't have to overthink, when I stand up, I'm going to get to that door, whatever happens. And it's that same level of acceptance and knowing which really starts to strengthen us and allow us to stand in our dignity and our sovereignty as we become co-creators of this universe, because we know that we are co-creating with our mind, thought, and deeds. That's what this is saying right now. The key to the application is in knowing that the intent must be in harmony with the flow of expansive creative energies that move and carry the manifestations of galaxies, solar systems, planets, and individuals through to experience creation in the observation mode. I hope that makes sense. And I'm going to say it one more time because it's all really juicy and important information. So it's basically saying the key as well to a positive law of attraction, to manifesting things, is knowing that your prayer or whatever you're trying to manifest is in rhythm with the age of Aquarius, with Kosen Rufu, which is a Buddhist term for the transformation of the planet through each individual human recognizing that they are all Shakyamuni Buddha. We are all Christ consciousness. It's so important for us to recognize that when our prayer is for ourselves, but also for the development of the world. If we're praying for the destruction of something, we are not going with the flow of the universe. If we are trying to be creative alongside the universe and we have a prayer, even if it's like I want to have a Mercedes G-Wag, but when I get that Mercedes G-Wag, I'm going to be driving young men to the Buddhist center at Taplow Court, or I'm going to be making sure that I use that car to protect myself and my family as I propagate and expose evil and Satan on this planet. Like if my prayer is always alongside the growth of the planet, our manifestation is going to be so much faster as well, because of course there's a benevolent universe which is trying to change and shift and remove what no longer serves the age of Pisces and will serve the age of Aquarius. So the people that are praying with that thought in their heart, their manifestation is going to be so much more intense. So I'm going to read that again. The key to the application is in knowing that the intent must be in harmony with the flow of expansive creative energies that move and carry the manifestation of galaxies, solar systems, planets, and individual through to experience creation in the observation mode. It is necessary to understand that all that is considered reality first begins in the imagination, the mind of the conceiver. The focus of intent moves the process through the various stages of conception to energy conversion, resulting in coagulation of that energy by slowing down the vibration until it manifests into observable, touchable matter, or what is called manifested reality. What is considered reality is focused intent condensed through application of the universal laws by holding the intent firmly and knowing that the process works until it does. The slower the vibration of the focusing mind and the surrounding environment, the longer the process takes and the more difficult it is to hold the intent long enough. Learning through application to hold the intent lightly without attempting to force its creation, but knowing the validity of the process allows for practice makes perfect. So for instance, if I want to have something, if I'm really holding on to it and every day I'm holding on, that's not what it says here, where it says, let me find it. Learning through the application to hold the intent lightly without attempting to force its creation, but again, in knowing the validity of the process allows for practice makes perfect. So you have to have a strong, what you want, I'm going to get this, I'm going to receive this, I'm going to, yeah. And then you almost like plant the seed and you have to remain unattached to how that will manifest, how that's going to come about into your reality, having absolute faith, just like I know I'm going to be able to walk to that door after I finish this video, that my dream is coming into this realm. But I'm going to release it to Mother Gaia, to the universe, to the cosmos, to Jah. I'm going to release it so that you can manifest and bring it in your own unique way, universe, because she knows how to bring it into us. And we have to remove our egoic mind out of the way and our own ideas of trying to attach to that dream, because that actually slows down the speed and how we can manifest it. There is a great difference in the application and concepts of wanting, believing, and knowing. Wanting only creates more wanting. Believing only says that one thinks the process will work, while knowing accomplishes the intention. It is the degree of difference gained by the actual experience of seeing the application work that allows for the knowing to become accepted and apply with ease. The first attempts at application must be reasonable and believable in order to reach the knowable level of acceptance. The nuances of these concepts are important to contemplate, bringing the understanding that deliberately applying the concepts of these laws may not be an easy task in the beginning. Thus, to choose a single application with which to test the theory is of primary importance. It is the habit of man to want everything at once and to fail to take a new process slowly and deliberately. The learning of the application of the laws is much like stringing beads, one at a time. What is challenging is to hold the concept to be manifested clearly in mind without adding nuances to it that complicate and slow or in fact halt the entire process because of unnecessary detail. Again, thought thinks and often creates a far more grand application than the finite mind can conceive. The energies of the individual begin to change as intention and the ability to hold an intention clearly strengthens and hold firm. it would be expected that one or more successes in manifesting a desired outcome would firmly integrate the process into the experience. However, that does not seem to be the case. Most find that old habits and assumptions do not disappear from the experience easily. It takes many successes to raise the acceptance level to create a habit level for natural manifestation. So I want to say here as well, one thing that you could do. I want you, after this video, when you next feel guided to, harbor the thought intensely in the morning of the idea of a banana. Think of a yellow banana, think of the texture, think of holding it, and like literally every 5 minutes, just evoke in your third eye the idea of a banana. Hold on to the frequency of the idea of a banana in your next morning or evening rituals, yeah? And then watch how in the day a banana appears in your life, whether it's on TV ads consistently, whether it's on the radio. I remember I was at Notting Hill Carnival 2019 or something like that. And I had a beautiful friend called Ola, and he was teaching me about this law of attraction stuff, but like, you know, real law of attraction. And he told me this, think of a banana, keep on thinking of a banana. And about 10 minutes later, we was on a float while it was going down Ladbroke Grove, and a woman with just a whole bunch of bananas walked on. And yes, someone could say it's a coincidence, but I know in my, like, I've just never seen a woman just with so many bananas walk on. And it was like I said, very shortly after I've just been told to harbor the idea of banana. And then Ola just looked at me and smiled, and we both took a banana. And about 5 times until the end of Notting Hill Carnival that day, something very like kind of like dramatic and iconic and very bright regarding bananas happened. And that definitely was one of the strong memories I had, that when I started to recognize that the thoughts that we harbor literally manifest into the density of this third dimension. So most find that old habits and assumptions do not disappear from the experience easily. It takes many successes to raise the acceptance level to create a habit level for natural manifestation. So keep doing the banana technique. Keep doing keep asking for small things and watch it come into your life, knowing that you created it. It will come into your life in a very synchronistic or amazing way, and you'll feel it in your heart space that I manifested this through the power of my thoughts. And then you can start to go for bigger things. Then you can go and start to manifest the emancipation of the mental slavery that we have. Then you can start to manifest land for yourself, which is something I've done this year alone, manifested land for myself, you know, through doing a 369 Nikola Tesla affirmation every single day for 1 month. So, and I'm doing it right now in my life. I'm going through great transformation. So I'm very strict with my 369 affirmations, and I'm very strict with making sure I don't do no negative self-talk over myself. I don't cast spells over myself with the way that I speak, because I know that I'm a king. I know what I deserve, and I know that I have poverty consciousness. So I've got to remove that through rewiring my brain on some Dr. Joe Dispenza shit, you know? So there are also the instances when casual thought manifests as the subconscious applies the laws to these casual thoughts. So even sometimes the things that we're just daydreaming on can manifest, because our brain is not thinking, oh, this is what Indigo wants or doesn't. It's just like, this is the input in the computer, so we're going to give you the output. So let me say that again. There also are the instances when casual thought manifests as the subconscious applies the laws to these casual thoughts. It is possible to bring into the experience incidences that apply to others that were never intended. Therefore, the statement of highest and best good for all concerned is the best possible safety insurance, and would be wisely added to all intention to manifest a desire. A consistent sprinkling of this statement within the continual mind chatter that fills the void between meaningfully aware thoughts is also wise. To meaningfully apply the law of attraction, focused intent and allowance requires purposeful desire to bring something into real experience. The simple experience, unhampered by unnecessary add-on details, is possible to manifest quite quickly, depending on the clarity, ability to focus the intention and emotional energy that adds impetus to the creative process. The degree of knowing is the final ingredient in the mix. It is difficult to determine the difference between believing and knowing. Again, it is an easy, almost effortless application of the desire, just as you know you can move from the chair to the door. There is an application of the doing of it that is totally without doubt, and a knowing of exactly where one is going, but no thought as to exactly what the muscular and other bodily efforts are that are involved, or what may happen during the process of arriving at the door. It is also necessary to continue to know one is going to the door all the way to getting there. Losing the focus may allow one to end up in the kitchen and wonder why one is there. In the same way, it is not necessary to delineate what is necessary in order for the desire to manifest. It is only necessary to know what the desire is and to add a minimal amount of focused cooperation that is necessary to set the process in motion while holding the intention of experiencing the desire. It is often mentioned that one needs to be sure one really wants what one thinks is wanted. Most can think of casual thoughts or statements that have brought experiences with consequences not expected. The creative aspect built into all is listening and takes those thoughts and statements literally, especially if the momentum and tension is sincere and supported by emotional impetus. Wow. While the explanation seems complicated, the application is quite simple. It is a matter of simply doing it simply. The complicated part is when doubts slow or destroy the effort entirely. To begin by choosing a desire that is totally contrary to the current experience is to set up a formula for failure. So basically, if you're saying, I live in a council house, but I'm going to focus on living in a mansion by myself in a week, unrealistic. First of all, if you've never strengthened your own faith in the fact that we are co-creating this universe, that we can literally create with our mind matter, then just suddenly praying for an absolute transformation in your life from being completely in poverty consciousness to being rich, like realistically, that's not going to happen. You need to build up yourself. Yeah, so that's what it's saying here. To attempt to move from poverty to affluence with one desire is sure to fail. It is best to begin with something small and simple. It adds to the process to act as if the desire is already happening. Place an empty hanger in the closet for a new coat. Make space in the cupboard for a new dish or pot, etc. Then be patient and wait expectantly. So you want to wait expectantly. You want to wait knowing it's coming, not wait wondering if and like and ahhing, is it going to come? Knowing it's going to come, but not concerned about how it's going to come, and not like being frantic about it coming all the time, because actually you're creating resistance. You're not creating a creative flow. Nam Myoho Renge Kyo. I love you. More life. Thank you for being here. Thank you for growing and expanding with me. Thank you for being your authentic self as much as you can be. Thank you for the strength that is required to be your authentic self in a world of clones, in a world of MK Ultra, in a world where we're literally heading, it seems, into a hopeless dystopia. Thank you for participating and co-creating a utopian, incredible co-op future. Because we've won already. Now we just got to do the work. Love you.